Hello folks, welcome to the channel. If you've encountered inaccessible boot device blue screen of death error, then watch this video for the solution. Now the first solution is to disconnect the peripheral devices. That would include your any device that is connected to the system using a USB. Now I'll tell you why exactly, but first let me tell you what the next step is. So we will go to the device manager, and then let us suppose that I have disconnected my sound and video game controller, or I have disconnected my microphone and I want to connect it again. So I will connect it again, and then I will have to uninstall and reinstall the microphone. So for that I will right click on uninstall device, uninstall again, and then once I uninstall it, it will disappear from this interface here. So we'll click on sound, video and game controllers, and we'll click on action, and we'll click on scan for hardware changes. Now the Windows will automatically look for the best driver for my device and will install it. Now the reason I told you to do this step, the earlier step and now, is because when you plug in any device into your computer, it automatically downloads drivers which enable it to interface with the computer much better. But what happens is sometimes these drivers conflict with the pre-installed drivers or the existing the old drivers, and that could cause the computer to crash. Now the next thing we can do is to run the computer in the clean boot configuration. Now I tell you this why, because sometimes some of the services, if you have installed a new app or a new software, and those services can clash with the other service, the services of third party apps. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'll go to services, not services, sorry, I'll go to system configuration, and I will click on services. Now I will click on hide all Microsoft services first, and this is a very critical step folks, because if you hide any Microsoft service, if you disable any Microsoft service, your computer will not be able to access it while rebooting, and it will be stuck in a reboot loop. So I have now clicked on hide all Microsoft services. Now I'm telling you, see, these are the third party services like TeamViewer, Wiseboot Assistant. These are all not required for the computer to run efficiently. So Mozilla Maintenance, McAfee Advisor, and all these Google updaters are not required. Therefore I will just disable them, and then I'll click on apply, click on OK, and click on restart, and the computer will restart with only the essential Windows services running. Now just use this computer in the configuration for some time and see whether it crashes again and goes into the blue screen of death. If it does, then we have to implement other solutions. So one of the solutions after that is to update your Windows. So right click on the start button, go to settings, go to Windows Update, and then click on check for updates. While that's running, we'll click on advanced options, optional updates, and install any driver updates here. Now why I'm telling you this is, sometimes if you have a very old window update, it might cause the computer to crash. So we need to keep up the latest update, or sometimes when we download a Windows update, it is faulty and it will cause the computer to crash. So we need to keep periodically checking for Windows updates. Another thing we can do is to uninstall recently installed programs. Like I said, when we install any program or app, they may cause some service to run, which may cause conflict in the software of the computer and cause it to have this crash or the blue screen of death error. So we will go to settings by right clicking on the start button, go to apps, and then click on installed apps, and then we will see here that we can sort by date installed, and then we will check on what date our computer started showing this blue screen of death error. Our computer should have been perfect before, but if after we installed any software the computer started crashing or showing this blue screen of death error, then we need to click on these three buttons and uninstall the conflicting app. Now if that too doesn't work, we need to run a antivirus and malware scan. For that, we will look at virus and threat protection settings. Click on it. And then we'll click on scan options, full scan, and we'll click on scan now. Now, if you're using a third party software like Kaspersky, Norton, AVG, then you need to open the app and you need to run the scan from that third party app. Now, once you're done doing that, we will run the hardware and devices troubleshooter. So for that, we'll click on the Windows and the R button simultaneously to bring up the run dialog or run command. And we will enter the command msdt.exe space -id space DEVICE and press enter or click OK, and then click on next, and the hardware and devices troubleshooter should run on the computer and fix any hardware or device issue that is there. Now if none of these work, then we can always run the check disk, the SFC and the DISM scans. So we will go to command prompt, click on run as administrator, yes, and then enter the command chkdsk space /f space /r and press enter, and then press Y and press enter. Now once you press enter, you need to restart the system, but before we restart the system, we will run 2 more scans. We'll go to command prompt, right click on it, click on run as administrator. One we will run is the SFC scan, SFC space /SCANNOW and press enter, and the other one is DISM space /online space /cleanup hyphen health, cleanup image space RESTOREHEALTH restore health and press enter. Now I won't press enter because this takes a quite long time to scan, but it does an online scan, which is excellent because it compares the files with the files on the Windows server online. Now if I click this, it will take quite a long time and this video will be very long and inconvenient for you to watch. Now once we run these scans, the final thing we can do is we can run the Windows memory diagnostic scan. This will also restart the computer, so we'll achieve 2 objects with one move. So we'll click the Windows and the R key together, and we will enter the command mdsched, and we'll press enter, and then it will come restart now and check for problems. Click on this, the computer should restart and you should no longer face this error. If this video worked for you, then kindly subscribe to the channel. Enjoy your day.